Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again with our final Into the Emerald Dream Warlock card review. We've still got more cards going on over the next few days, but we have the most diabolical, the most evil Warlock Wild God legendary ever. It's also the only Warlock Wild God legendary, but still, it's a diabolical crazy card. Your opponent is gonna have the life sucked out of them while you cheat mana. It's a pretty crazy one. We're gonna do a full in-depth review of this card. If you wanna win this card or any of the other cards from this expansion, we're giving away 2 regular pre-orders, 2 mega bundles out of my pocket to enter that giveaway. Like and comment in the video, link down description below, the one with that thumbnail. Wait, over there, it's over there. Be subscribed to the channel. Every 1,000 subs we get until all the cards are revealed, I will add another mega bundle. So hit that sub button, make me go broke. And this is one crazy, ridiculous card that, yeah, can lead to some pretty degenerate stuff. And it is the new Warlock Wild God. Agamagan? Again, what are these names? How am I supposed to, are they just making them so I can't pronounce them? I know they just come from Warcraft, but I haven't played WoW or anything. I'm just thrown for a loop, but regardless, it is a 10 mana, 8/9 beast. Like, the stats in this set have been just weird, really weird. But the best part of the card, of course, is the text on it with Battle Cry. The next card you play costs your opponent's health instead of mana up to 10, meaning I could, Ceaseless Expanse, it's 100 mana, even though it can't really be 100 mana in your hand, but let's say it was, it would just deal 10, not 100, and you want to see this card in action? Well, we got some footage to show it off.
Tremble before the might of the pride.
I'm my best assistant!
So yeah, that's a pretty darn good card. Basically it's almost a 0 mana 8/9 if you play another 10 drop, but just think about, the Dark Gift legendary we looked at earlier that could have like charge and wind fury and plus attack and lifesteal and reborn and elusive and copy and +4/+5 and all sorts of stats. You play Agamagan. I don't know how to say that name. Agamagam. Dude, the clips, if Theo's watching this, he's gonna clip this and put it all over his stream. We have another Fall of Uldular on our hands. Yeah, you play this for 10, you'll deal 7 damage to your opponent with that card and then hit them for a bunch. Like, that is crazy. We've seen cards where your opponent has to spend, health instead of mana, like Commander Ulthrok or whatever it was called, one of the worst cards of all time. So they're like, you know what? This type of effect just hasn't been working out. Like, it lets your opponent do all this crazy stuff. Possibly we have the curse, that 1 mana curse, whatever card, the flesh weakness, I can't remember the name of it. It's a card that comes off Tendril and makes me lose the game when I play a 1 mana one. But yeah, we've seen that where your opponent gets to, manipulate it, take it. No, we're taking that away. Now we get to dictate what you're gonna spend your health on, and it's gonna just benefit us. And you can play this with just whatever card you want, right? Any card will play up to their health and mana. I don't know how to work with like Ceaseless. If it's at like 30, if you can still cheat it out, I feel like you just won't be able to like click the card and play it out. I don't think you'd be able to play it for 10 and cheat it that way. If it costs over 10, I don't think you can play it at all. It has to be 10 or less, but yeah, that could be a lot of damage. There's, who knows what other synergies you got out there. I'm even thinking like Ysera, like the new one, the 9 mana one. I could play I can't say the name. Agamagan. I could play that with like the Ysera. I apologize. I don't know what I'm doing here. I could play that Ysera, gain those 3 crystals, and boom, I played 10 mana. I have 3 more mana to use. I dealt 9 damage. Like, there's a ton of different stuff. This is like a combo player's dream in some ways. I'm not sure how it interacts with Bran. I don't think it really works with Bran and Wild because it's just the next card you play. So I don't think it would stack or anything like that. So I don't think there's like abusability where like I'm playing, let's say Shaman, for example, and I shutter blocked Malorn, and then I used my mini shutter block on this, which is now 1 mana if I'm playing Shaman possibly. I don't think I can play 3 cards. I think it's just always the one. And it is important to know, like, I don't know how relevant it'll be for the card, but it does say the next card you play, period, not this turn. You can bank this if you want. Like, you can play this on 10 and then bank it for some type of combo the turn after or turn after that. I don't know what you would be doing. But yeah, and it doesn't matter if it's a minion, a spell, a card. We can play Black Hole now. We can play Agabagan and whatever it's called. I'm losing my mind. And Black Hole and kill our minion, but deal 8, right? So yeah, this is some reach for Warlock. It's mana cheat. There's, again, with some of the ramp cards, we had that weird ramp card earlier that I'm not sold on, that some people might be sold on. Really, I give that a 1. I don't know if it'll be. Anyways, there's some like there's some things you can do, right? So it's something to absolutely consider. Is this going to be a meta player? It is mass mana cheat, but to 1 card, and it's face damage to 1 card that can cap at 10, which is Pyroblast. Like, that's something to consider, right? This is absolutely a card you could consider playing. I don't think there's a great way of cheating it out in Warlock. It's a beast. Maybe, you know, demons, obviously there's other ways to cheat it out. You can generate random beasts and stuff in other classes, but I see it as a possible, yeah, finisher, combo enabler, or just some reach and damage. Like, it's basically a free card if you have anything remotely expensive that goes face. Like, that's just a good card. It costs 10 and you gotta get to that 10 mana to utilize it. I think this could be a meta card. I think this could be a combo enabling card. I think it could be a tempo card. There's a lot of possibilities with it. I'm gonna give it a 4 to 5 in standard. I do think the meta is slowing down a good amount. I think, yeah, getting to that 10 mana and maybe the ramp card we looked at earlier is good enough, and I ramp up to this a little bit quicker, but yeah, I have to de-ramp for a couple turns, although it's kind of like 2 mana overload 1, kind of, right, in a way, but still, and then gain the crystal later. It's weird, but yeah, I think this will be a good card. I'm gonna give it a 4, and then Wild, you never know. Like, again, it can cheat mana, it can deal face damage, but there's not a great way of cheating this out, like Rune Mithril Rod. Like, I don't know. I guess you could, like, Dark Portal, I think it was called, run very few minions and then get this out for really cheap and then do something. Maybe there's something there, but I feel like in Wild, it probably isn't happening because, yeah, you gotta get to 10 mana to play this unless you find a really good way to cheat it out. And at least off the top of my head, I can't think of one. So for Wild, we'll give it a 2, not a 1, a 2, that it might just have a chance. But yeah, the Wild Gods, pretty crazy. And this is one pretty intense Wild God, to say the least. So that's it for the Warlock cards today. I believe tomorrow is Mage, then we're off for the weekend, and then there's like 3 more days of reveals. So we're getting there. It's been a long reveal season. I'm glad you guys have been along for the ride. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.